Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 5. So we are now just under 2 weeks away from The Flash being back from this whole, March Madness break, I guess we're calling it. That's the event that is always happening at this time of the year when the Arrowverse goes on their, 2 to 3 week break, around March and April. So, yeah, let's just call it that. But yeah, while we sit here and wait for The Flash to come back, they are actually, currently filming the finale for the season, which we could get some stuff from or out of in the next few days to talk about, but I'm honestly not expecting anything. But if we do, we'll talk about it. But on a side note, but still related to DC, please this week, if you are a fan of DC Comics and DC Comics properties, please go see Shazam in theaters. Please do it. I saw it last night. I loved it. Granted, I'm a big fan of the character in the comics, so I am a bit biased in regards to that. But I went with someone who had no idea who the character was. They just knew Zachary Levi from Chuck, but they loved everything about it, apart from some scary scenes. But please go watch it. And to keep with the theme of Shazam, I guess, from the beginning of this video, I guess saying that him and the Flash both have lightning bolts as insignia for their characters, I will be giving away the new 52 Shazam run from the comics, which the movie is heavily inspired by. So all you have to do to enter the giveaway is leave a like on the video and let me know in the comments if you are seeing Shazam, and if so, what are you looking forward to the most in the movie. But yeah, back to The Flash. As I said, they are filming the finale for the season at this current time, and we actually did get a bit of a tease from it, or for it, I guess you could say, from a guy who works on The Flash known as David Ataraxia, I think that's the best way to pronounce it, who wrote, "The ending of the finale is so crazy. Sorry, I can't give any spoilers, but wow, it is going to leave you thinking. Stay tuned." So, just thought I would give that to you guys to have a think about. What do you think the ending of the season will be that this guy's alluding to? Is it Godspeed? Is it Red Death? Is it Crisis? Is it Reverse Flash? Has Apartment 4 been opened? Let me know in the comment section down below your various theories. But in this video, we will actually be going over some stuff regarding She-Carter, or Cicada 2.0, or Cicada Grace, whatever you're calling her. So for those that are still in some weird dreamland and think that Cicada is gone by episode 20 or something, she is still in the finale, so sorry to slash your hopes and dreams, but you should have been snapped out of that weird dreamland a few weeks back. Anyway, we are going over a couple of interviews with Sarah Carter, who plays future Grace or older Grace. The first interview coming from tvguide.com. So there are some pretty interesting things that are said by Sarah in these interviews, so let's go through them. So to start off, the topic of the fact that Cicada Grace is the first female big bad was brought up, and this is what Sarah had to say in reply to that. "I just feel privileged. I think it's always exciting to make history on a show, especially one that's been running as long as this. And it's not just my character, there's a lot of strong women on this show already. It's great to step into that dark feminine energy. I do feel like women have a particular kind of power, a kind of rage that they can tap into that has a different impact than the masculine rage that they may be more familiar with. There is a lioness part, there's a different kind of ferocity to it, a way in which is vicious. I think it can be more interesting to watch a woman focused on killing and killing to protect." And just to add to this is a point no one is really bringing up that much. Everyone is busy whining and moaning about where's my Godspeed? But no one's actually giving the Flash any credit for doing an opposite sex big bad. Arrow hasn't done it, Supergirl hasn't done it in regards to a solo big bad. Season 1 it was sort of a team up sort of thing. So you have to give Flash some credit for actually, doing the whole opposite gender or opposite sex big bad. And before someone goes, "Wow, Pagey, you're dumb. Iris and Felicity have been big bads for multiple seasons now on The Flash and Arrow, and they are female." And yes, they are female, but they aren't season-long big bads. They are just recurring villains throughout the entire show's runs, so there is a difference there. But Sarah did go on to speak about Grace's inner struggle and whether any good that's left within her could come over the bad. Or overcome the bad, might I say. I think people will always be looking for those moments, and they are there. There's a mystery to this character that's really been fun to play with. You don't know how she's going to kill, when she's going to kill, you don't know how ruthless she's going to be, whether she really loves her uncle, or is her mission to kill every metahuman more of a motive. This character has already been set up for the audience as a wounded child. We know her younger self already, and we understand why she grew up to be this angry. It's just wild and unpredictable to know if she's going to be centered in that wounded heart, or if she's going to be this untouchable killer. But now we are going to move on to an interview that Sarah actually did with DC Comics themselves, and I'm not going to put everything from this interview in the video, just some select questions and answers, but I will leave the link in the description down below to the entire article or webpage if you want to go read it. But yeah, Here we go. Joining the cast of a show with such in-depth lore and fandom must have been a real experience for you. Were you already aware of The Flash before you joined? I was aware of it, so I was definitely excited to be a part of it, but I didn't follow the show, so I did have to do my research. I had to binge watch season 4 and 5 over one weekend, which was great. It made me fall in love with all of the characters, so when I met them, I was already a fan. And the actors are so tight and positive and intelligent and generous and welcoming, so it was just a delight to walk onto that set. I wanted to honour what they had each brought to the show because it takes a village to have a show run for 5 years and have such a big following. What's it like to play a character who is so wholly angry and villainous? Cathartic. I'm just kidding. Well, I'm kind of kidding. I'm half joking. I will say it's fun to play a villain and just fully express whatever anger I may have to work with. I don't have that kind of anger, but I think that's why fandom followers are so into these villains a lot of the time, because we all have that inside of us, but we don't get to play that in real life. We have to keep that in check. So it's liberating to just get to really wear that human shadow. Do you see any differences in Grace's Cicada from Orlan's? She seems stronger. Is she crueler? He created a monster. He told me everything I know, but then I took it beyond that. When it comes to our power sets, because of where the dark matter affected me, I have more control over it because it's in my head, you know? So I can tell you that much. And this is actually something that we talked about because people were wondering like how Grace has like embedded like beams that she can shoot out. And we did talk about how it's most likely because it like directly affected her brain. And that we can just assume that, but she's basically confirmed that with saying this. So it'll be interesting to see if we learn of any other abilities she has outside of what we've already seen. But because it did hit her in the head, like all the dark matter affected little pieces of the satellite, it will be interesting to see if maybe she is even more overpowered than we have already seen. So watch that space, I guess. How do you go about crafting a complex yet empathetic supervillain like Cicada? I was set up well, obviously, as the audience already has warmth for my character for young Grace. They've seen what she's been through, they understand what has made her who she is, which is this broken heart. That was already there, so I didn't have to do anything, which was a real gift as I could just focus on where she is in the present moment. She's angry, she's vicious, she wants first and foremost vengeance for her parents, that's on a personal level. Then we come to realise that this is who she is. She's been trained by her uncle in the future to be an unstoppable killer. She has a shared mission with Orlan to kill every metahuman, and that's what she's here to do. Something that seems to be becoming more present this season is the similar nature of Nora and Grace's stories, which both seem to share some pretty deep thematic threads. Was that something that surprised you? Yeah, I was really impressed with the complexity and depth of the writing. They go more in depth into that in the next few episodes, really exploring what makes people have the strengths that they have and what makes them have the weaknesses they have. The human heart and what drives it and what can make a killer, that's been lovely and real and deep for a show like this. It's been a really nice surprise. Now, just quickly to add on to something, or just to add on to this is something that a decent amount of you guys have noted in like various comment sections in regards to Nora and Grace sort of being similar, not just the fact that they're from the future. So it will be interesting to see where that goes as we head into like the final handful of episodes for the season, because one of the predictions that I've made is that Nora might sacrifice herself, so it might be some big moment where we have these two characters who do sort of have like these similar thematic threads that they've noted in that question, and it would be interesting if they maybe met the same fate, or they go out at the exact same time, or Nora sacrifices herself to stop Grace and stuff like that. That would be interesting if they went down that route. But that's something for us to like focus on as we head into the last handful of episodes when we finally get them. But yeah, here is the final question and answer of note, I guess you could say, from the DC Comics interview. Do you have a dream arc for Grace as her story progresses in the show? I am enjoying surrendering to this character. The writing is great so far. I've been collaborating quite a bit as we go, and they've been open to my ideas. I just really trust that the writers will take my character wherever will best serve the show and the story. Personally though, I am an actor that no matter what kind of villain I'm playing, if I'm playing a villain, I always connect with her humanity. That's the only way to really make a character alive and truly powerful. So of course, I am connected to younger Grace who is wounded, and I hope that there are more vulnerable moments in the future. But I also appreciate that there might not be, and she might be an absolute sociopath, which is also really fun to play. But yeah guys, that's the end of the video. As I said, I will leave the link to both the DC Comics interview as well as the TV guide one linked in the description down below if you want to go check them out. If you enjoyed the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions. As I said, do all that stuff previously at the beginning of the video to enter that Shazam giveaway. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.